And good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Sarah is off. We begin with a first alert update. The woman accused of murdering and dismembering a Green Bay man will get another competency evaluation.
But the Brown County judge says the scheduled jury trial will not be delayed. It is still scheduled to begin 2 weeks from tomorrow. This competency evaluation will be the third one ordered by the court. The first two court-appointed experts from Wisconsin's forensic unit found 25-year-old Taylor Schabusiness competent to stand trial for the February 2022 murder of Shad Therian. Brown County Judge Thomas Walsh says a recent report by the defense's expert prompted his decision today to order a third evaluation. A report submitted on Monday by the defense suggests Schabusiness is not competent to proceed in her own defense. Judge Walsh says he is confident the state will complete its report by the time of the trial.
So there will be a report finished. The trial is going to stay on as scheduled. You may find out hours before jury selection is to start that you're going forward. So I need to advise everybody. I'm not going to hear a motion that I need an adjournment because I thought you were going to find her incompetent and I didn't prepare for trial. It's going to be an unacceptable basis for an adjournment.
Defense's expert will testify next week. The court-appointed expert will go on the record the following week before jury selection begins on July 21st.